As with all games, there are good and bad things to the Black Ops 6 multiplayer. There is a really good selection of guns, though I do feel like there could be more. There is a limitation to the attachments you can put on guns. There's also perks and other things that you can equip to make it easier for yourself, as well as changing things like lethal and obviously non-lethal equipment. Weapons are unlocked in this game as you level up, as has been the thing with previous Black Ops games. And when you use a weapon enough, you begin to level up that weapon to unlock different attachments for it. Like I said, there are 5 different attachments you can have on your weapon at a time. You have more attachments you can equip, and it's your choice to essentially pick what you want on your weapon. With the huge selection of guns that are available, it's completely up to you the way you want to play the game and what kind of weapons you want to use. And when it comes to the perks, there are different types of perks set up into 3 different categories. You have Enforcer, Recon, and Strategist perks available. The Enforcer perks are essentially battle-based things that are around picking up like ammo from people you've taken down, doing more damage or reducing the sway of your gun, and even starting off with more points towards your score streak. While on the other hand, Recon perks are based on not being seen by UAV, being quieter when you move and things like that. And then there's Strategist, which is more about healing faster, not having bad effects from flashbangs, for example, and reducing damage or resisting damage, essentially. There are 3 different categories for each of these perks, and if you equip all 3 perks in 3 different slots that all match up to the same category, you'll get a bonus, which is basically a 4th perk. For the Enforcer ones, if you have 3 Enforcer ones equipped, killing enemies will give you a temporary buff to movement speed and health regeneration rate. If you have 3 Recon ones equipped, straight after you respawn, enemies can be seen through walls for a temporary amount of time. You'll also have a flash on the edge of the screen when someone's outside your view. You also don't leave death skulls when you die on the map. Then finally, if you have the Strategist perks, all 3 of those ones equipped, you'll get a score bonus from whenever you complete objectives or destroy enemy equipment. You're able to see enemy equipment through walls at a shorter distance, and you would deploy equipment and field upgrades faster. You also have the ability to equip a wildcard once you hit the level for it. These wildcards add various effects to your gameplay, like allowing you to equip more than 1 tactical, for example. So if you have the Tactical Expert wildcard equipped, then you'll have 2 flashbangs rather than 1. And there are other ones like being able to carry 2 primary weapons rather than a primary and a secondary. You also have operators for each team that you can choose and you can pick the skins for. And you do unlock these skins generally from playing through the game and leveling up, but there are obviously some paid ones that you can get from the Vault Edition. The game has skins that you can unlock for each weapon as you progress and do more things with them. Each one of these weapons will have its own things that you have to complete certain challenges in order to unlock things, like for example getting so many headshots will unlock a certain camo for your gun. Aside from that, and obviously the normal customization features you'll have with Black Ops games, you also have the ability to select in the playlist what kind of game modes you want to actually play in. This means that you can essentially choose from 1 or 2 of them, or you can have all of them selected so you can be randomly thrown into a game of any type. Or if you just want to do Team Deathmatch, you untick all of them and just leave Team Deathmatch ticked, and then that'd be the only game mode you get put into. Then we move on to the gameplay. The gameplay is very smooth and very fluid. This is by far, for me at least, the best Black Ops game that I've played when it comes to the multiplayer. You have the ability to sprint in all directions, forward, back, left and right, and you can dive and slide in every direction as well, which opens it up a little bit more and allows you to kind of pick what you do without having to face in a certain direction to do something. This is their new multi-directional way of moving, which actually works really well. However, there is a little bit of a downfall to this, and that's the sliding. When I said at the start of the video there are good and bad things about the game, I think personally the sliding is way too overused and it can get very frustrating. And this isn't necessarily when you're using it yourself, but people have the habit of just sliding into rooms all the time. And sometimes even when you see the kill cams, you'll notice that some people are just sliding every other step, which basically means their primary way of moving around the map is by sliding. And I do feel like there should be a stamina kind of bar or something in place to reduce how fast people can slide and how often. I do feel like it does kind of make this game feel more like a Modern Warfare game, which I personally prefer Black Ops games over Modern Warfare, but it does mean that it makes it a little bit more difficult when you're just trying to shoot at people normally when they're just sliding around all over the place all the time. It also doesn't feel as realistic as Black Ops games normally do because people slide constantly, which is just not something you're going to witness in real life. The other part of the mechanic, like I said, is diving. Diving works really well if you want to get into a room quickly and get down on the floor. There are certain perks and things available and certain attachments that you can put on your guns which will allow you to sight up and shoot faster from diving and sliding. Generally speaking, when you dive to the ground, you can turn around in a full range 360 motion. Your person doesn't spin around on the spot. They actually roll over onto their back or onto their stomach, so you can use diving and laying down and going prone in general to actually hide up against walls while laying against it, which can be a very interesting way of hiding in corners without people really noticing you're there because you're lower and you're out of their line of sight. But overall, I think the gameplay is really good. It's very much tactful. It feels really good. The aiming, the shooting, the way that you get hits and everything is on point with this game. And it, like I said, it makes it by far my most favorite Black Ops game for multiplayer ever. And I have played all of the games. So if you enjoy first-person shooters, this is definitely one you should give a go if you haven't already. Also, if you're interested in the campaign or the zombies mode, then check out these two videos up here because I've done separate reviews for each mode so that you can go and watch the one that you're really interested in. And trust me, they are definitely worth giving a watch. You'll also see a gameplay footage video right there, which is the raw footage of this video if you just want to watch the gameplay without any commentary.